England. A country enriched in history, folklore, and pioneering spirit. The players who inhabit its shores have also shaped the poker world. John Duffy, founder of the European Poker Tour. Victoria Coren Mitchell, the first female player to win an EPT title. Liv Boeree, winner of the biggest ever EPT main event. Jake Cody, the youngest ever Triple Crown winner. And now the EPT is back in London.
Hello, it's James Hartigan and Joe Stapleton back in the world's greatest city for the 10th EPT London main event.
You know, since I moved here, Vicky Coren hasn't returned my phone calls, Jay Cody blocked my email address, and Liv Boeree had the nerve to draw the curtains to her apartment when I stood outside with a boombox doing this.
Well, those three players are among a host of British EPT champions. They are in town looking to capture more silverware on home soil, along with hundreds of hopefuls from across the globe aiming for their first major title.
Keep calm and shuffle up and deal.
The two stops that have stood the test of time on the PokerStars.com EPT are Barcelona and London. Barcelona's main event made history with over 1,200 runners, and London is making history by moving to the historic Grand Connaught Rooms, named in honour of the Duke of Connaught, the son of Queen Victoria. Fitting for the poker royalty who turned out for day 1B of the 10th EPT main event on British soil. The TV table today is packed with local lore. The defending title holder has fond memories about this stop.
My favorite thing about London is just playing the EPT here. Obviously, I have just great memories of playing here. I rivered a queen to just win the tournament. I couldn't even believe it. I was just stunned.
Fellow EPT champ Liv Boeree has home field advantage and a whole new strategy.
My game of poker isn't drastically different. My mental game's a lot more different. I feel like I have a new lease of life in poker. I'm really enjoying it.
The first woman to win an EPT crown is back to reclaim her throne.
I'm so in love with London. I often say, you know, I'm not really British, I'm a Londoner. Even when the dinner break's only an hour, I've got time to go home and have beans on toast and come back again.
Everyone is fueling up for day 1B.
Coming home from beans on toast or maybe a little midday peep show, huh? Hey, let's hope John Carew lasts longer than he did at West Ham. And speaking of hams, it's Elke and his outfit. And there's Ruben Visser. I'm told this is one half of the Norwegian hip-hop duo Madcon. What's the other half? A computer? Oh, there he is.
Let's do this! Today is just going to be about having fun, enjoying the people at my table, and hopefully ending up with more chips than I started with.
Breakfast of champions.
Hello.
Vicky with a tough table draw sandwiched between Kenny Hallett and Ola Shemian.
They have a tough table draw. She just ate beans on toast.
That's our secondary feature table. This is the main feature table.
Liv Boeree, a hometown favorite, to say the least. Andre Akari, second on Brazil's all-time money list, and that's behind Pele. Ruben Visser, EPT9 London champ, lover of cat memes. Cat's not supposed to be sitting in there.
Well, Liv Boeree's off to a good start. In the first two levels, she's increased her stack from 30k to more than 41k. Other players at the table include Juan Manuel Pastor, who final tabled this event in Season 8, and EPT regular Robert Auer. Blind still low, 100, 200, no ante in play yet. Action on Ruben Visser, the reigning champion. He folds. Couple of Spanish players, Alberto Martinez, Marcos Panique, they both pass.
Sorry, 1-2.
Yep.
Try to stay with us.
Raise.
Ace-3 offsuit for Liv Boeree, raising from the cutoff, makes it 500.
Oh, what happened to Enter Sandman Liv? This is like Careless Whisper Liv.
Andre Akari flats in position on the button with Queen Jack suited.
Nobody out of line so far.
Both blinds pass, heads up to the flop. King 10-7, ace high still leads. Andre Akari with an up and down straight draw.
7.
And with Liv checking the action to him, he bets 700 and Liv quickly folds.
Good flop for Liv to just give up on it. Absolutely smashes Andre's range. Smashes it like a Rafa forehand.
So we have a British EPT champion headlining our feature table. Loads of British champions playing this event on day 1B. Toby Lewis, who took down Villamora in Season 7.
I didn't know he was an EPT champ. I gotta start being nicer to him.
Tom Middleton, the most recent winner on the tour, took down Barcelona. Julian Thu won his title back in Baden in Season 4. In the background there, you can just see Zimnan Ziad, winner of EPT8 Lutraki, and there's Benny Spindler, who won London the same season. And David Van Plu, who took the title a year earlier, beating John Juanda heads up. Well, at the secondary feature table, the Season 3 London champ has gone three-way to the flop against James Sims and Ola Shemian. Sims was the pre-flop aggressor, and he continues the flop for 700.
With middle pair.
Vicky calls.
With top pair.
And Ola Shemian raises.
With bottom pair, obviously thinks he can just flat out play these two.
James Sims gets out of the way.
Not in my house, says Victoria Corin Mitchell.
She re-raises, 3-betting to 5,700. And Ola Shemian folds.
As she takes a sip of tea, she could only be more London if she were queuing.
Tea was the secret of her EPT success.
Well done, our staunch defence of the blinds. No stealing.
Last time James Sims raises 10-6 suited.
Vicky's up to nearly 50,000. Other notable names include Martin Finger, our super high roller champion, still in form, and the guys from MadCon, Waldemariam and Bakwa, hanging in there. We saw Vanessa Selp's name on the leaderboard. She's got nearly 43k and is sharing her table with a number of characters.
Just said that. You think I'm bluffing? No, I think you've got kings. I've got aces. What have you got? Well, I've got aces.
No,
have I got you
if
beat?
you've got aces, you've got to stick it in.
I don't have to stick it in. I can pass.
Well, pass then. Do whatever you want to do.
I'm thinking about it. Depends what you got.
I told you what I've got.
If I think I'm ahead, I have to call.
I've got Queen 5, I told you.
No, you haven't got Queen 5.
Oh, exactly.
You've either got Queen's 4 or I've got you beat. I've got Ace Queen beat. I've got Pocket Kings beat.
Do you not think?
Yeah. I knew I wore this t-shirt for a reason. This is sick. This is sick.
Usually when folks shove for this much this early, they've got more than one pair, though there is one on the board.
I'm excited to set now. There you go, no bluffing.
William Kasu folds aces.
Show the bluff, show the bluff.
Worst fold I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Nicky Cat shows kings.
Oof.
I think I played it well. Just sat down, man. What the f***? Aces. I want to get in with one pair. Are you mad?
No! I'm going to assume that Charway backward didn't win that hand.
Mad Con!
He's now running on vapor.
Think he's begging for a double up?
Next time. Well, let's see how the other half of the duo is getting on. Joseph Waldemariam is taking on Rytis Praninskas. These two are going heads up to the turn. Third queen on board.
Looks like Waldemariam's going to bet again.
He's going to bet everything he's got. He's all in.
Pretty tough to call here without an ace.
Praninskas calls. And Waldemariam shows king, queen, just quads. Just quads.
Mad Con, more like Mad Quads. I love their hit quadding. I guess we know who's going to be headlining the Eurovision Song Quad Test. Mad Con, that's who.
He's now playing a similar size stack to Charway. 15k, half the tournament starting stack. Heading back to the main feature table, where the action is on Russia's Mikhail Chernyshov. King Jack suited, under the gun +3. He raises to 450. Ace-6 suited for Ruben Visser.
Actually, not a bad spot for a 3-bet.
1,075.
He does re-raise. Alberto Martinez has got pocket 9s.
Easy spot for a cold call.
It's a raise. It's a raise.
1,075.
Call.
It's a call.
The first chip doesn't cover. I have 25 chips left.
He put 2 chips and didn't say anything, so it's a call.
He can't call with just one of those chips.
I think Ruben's right.
What do you want, a raise or call?
I like to see a flop, obviously.
That's a call? Okay.
So Martinez intended to raise, but it's been ruled a call. Action's now on Liv Boeree with Queen 8 suited.
What does she do here now with all this controversy? I think most folks are going to fold. Wow.
This is bold. A 4-bet to 4,100.
Sick move.
It's not a call anymore, right?
Andre Akari's had enough.
Chernyshov will have to be feeling very, very frisky to make this call.
He folds. Action's back on the 3-better. This is out. And Martinez also passes.
Not even a call from 2-9s. Respect.
Really strong play by Liv Barry. She's clearly been eating her vitamins.
Vitamin B for bluff.
That could have been a great bluff, Liv.
Huh?
If that was a bluff, it was great. I like it.
That'd be too cool. I wish.
Wow, it's like golden balls all over again. Google it.
I couldn't posture anymore.
Huh?
I couldn't posture too much anymore.
What do you make of aggro Liv? Tag your tweets, EPT.
Really?
Yeah, man, now that the EPT's in London, I want to see all the sights.
But Joe, you've lived here for 9 months.
Today I am a tourist. I want to see the London Bridge.
It's just London Bridge.
I want to see the Piccadilly Circus.
Just Piccadilly Circus.
I want to see the Golden Arch.
Once again, there is no the, and it's Marble Arch.
No, I want to see the Golden Arch because I am starving. And don't worry, I know how to order Royale with cheese and chips.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT from London. Well, the Grand Hall is packed with poker royalty, but can any of them conquer the Queen's English?
If you want to do a perfect British accent, well, of course, there are so many British accents.
You know, me in Scottish. Oh, just a wee bit. No.
What would one want to say?
Can I give you a go? Yes, of course, I can do that.
The Queen's English, well, good evening and welcome to the BBC. It's quite lovely.
Can I order a cup of tea, please? Puddle beer. You want a puddle beer? £5, mate.
In it?
The headlines today say that John Major has sadly resigned.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
The Tory Prime Minister has resigned because he was caught in a sordid affair with 3 cats.
Couple of new arrivals in the tournament room. Sam Trickett, #1 on Britain's all-time money list. And Chris Moorman, the first player to win more than $10 million in online tournaments.
I'll get there eventually. £5,000 to buy in. How much is that in shillings, governor?
A few British legends in the room, players who've been on our TV screen since 1999. Barney Boatman, the Devilfish.
Not nearly as stressed as any nearby women might be.
It's my hometown. I want to have fun.
And of course, a previous winner of this tournament, Victoria Coren Mitchell. Meanwhile, the current title holder, Ruben Visser, is up on the main stage.
400.
Robert Auer, who finished 11th in Berlin last season, gets things started with a raise to 400. Ruben Visser has pocket 7s.
Sure, call, sure.
He does call. Marcus Paniquet has 8-7 suited. Paniquet has never cashed outside of Spain.
8-7 of hearts? Oh, yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
3 players in so far. Let's see what the blinds do. Georgios Kapalis gives up the small. Juan Manuel Pastor, or call from the big. We're going 4-way to the flop.
Defend the big blind with Queen-9 off, sure. Yeah, still, go for it. No bigs.
Got a 6-5-3 rainbow flop. Action check to the pre-flop aggressor.
The misconception here is that you're supposed to continue, but
900.
Auer does continue with second pair.
it's pretty unlikely you're going to get 3 folds, and when you get called, you're more lost than a blind dog when the furniture's been moved around.
This is called with an overpair. Paniquet's called with an up and down straight draw. JMP gives it up. 3-way to the turn.
which is a 4. Both Visser and Panake have a straight, but the Spaniard straight is better.
And ace-5 is absolute trash bags now.
Our checks. Visser checks.
Great check by Ruben. Hard to get value from Morris on 1 street, let alone 2. Better to induce bluffs.
Panake with the nuts.
How much?
Has bet 1,600.
Right, not a bluff. Well, in this case, Ruben wasn't inducing a bluff, but he is going to minimize his losses as long as he doesn't blast off on the river.
Our gets out of the way.
Guess he could blast off here, too.
Visser just calls. Jack on the river. And Ruben checks again.
And a bet here should be a snap call for Ruben as long as this isn't some kind of bomb.
Panake bets 4,000.
Oh.
Visser calls. Panake tables the nuts.
7, 8? Or?
Yeah. Ugh.
I'll wait.
Panake probably could have value bet more. When Ruben calls multiple streets, a 7's going to be a decent portion of his range.
Well, not the best start to Ruben Visser's EPT London title defense. This stop has produced 9 champions on the tour. Some were already big names, and some burst onto the scene with that trophy lift. So who stood the test of time? Who's still here? And whatever happened to Michael Martin? In the first 3 seasons, we had homegrown winners. Season 3 champion is just one way you could describe Victoria Coren Mitchell. Journalist, TV presenter, author. The first woman to win an EPT main event has found great success in all of these fields, but doesn't let it go to her head.
I don't think being recognised has changed me at all, and it probably should do. I think probably if you become a bit famous and people know who you are, probably it's incumbent on you to dress nicely when you leave the house and put makeup on and not shout at people in the road.
In Season 4, Joseph Merwad captured Lebanon's first title. He retains 3rd place on their all-time money list, but has only had 2 cashes since. Season 5's champ Michael Martin came back from fewer than 2 big blinds to win the title. That was his biggest cash before his results fell quiet in 2010. All eyes were on reigning World Series of Poker champ Peter Eastgate to continue his success in 2009. But it was Aaron Gustafsson who finished off Eastgate in a record 7 hands of heads up. Gustafsson has since had plenty of success live and online and is currently living in Playa del Carmen. The Scottish wizard David Van Plu came out of nowhere to defeat John Juanda and becomes Season 7's trophy lifter.
I didn't even know how big a deal it was and how much it would change things for me to win such a huge tournament, or how difficult it is to get there again.
Online sensation Benny Spindler cemented himself in the record books with a 1st place finish in Season 8. He took it in his stride and is still a force online as well as on the felt. Ruben Visser had enjoyed many cashes on the tour before his breakthrough win last season. He's already looking ahead.
To win another EPT would just be the best. And to do it in London for the back-to-back win would just be the best feeling ever.
I heard Ruben got so famous after winning EPT London, they named a sandwich after him.
It's often people that don't understand. You know, if you see people, to me, getting too many chips in with weak hands, it's because they've misunderstood. They've seen something on TV or read something and they think it's all about the 5-bet bluff. And it isn't really.
Yeah, they've probably spent too much time watching Benny Spundler.
He's facing a 3-bet from Jan Kropacek.
And much like the music in his headphones, the size of this pot is going one direction.
Spindler responds with a 4-bet to just over 3,500. And Kropacek calls.
Kropacek actually in position.
The flop is Ace-Jack-Jack. More than 7,500 in the pot. And Benny Spindler continues for 2,000. Kropacek calls.
Quick call, not usually super strong.
Ace of hearts on the turn.
His board getting wetter.
Spindler bets again, 5K. Once again, Kropacek calls.
This pot getting bigger.
Black 9 on the river. Spindler shoves. And Kropacek insta-folds. Spindler shows a 9.
A 9 probably wasn't a monster, but my guess is even if not, it was maybe still winning.
Benny Spindler, one of the German players who's relocated to Austria. Quite a few of the German high rollers live in London, including Phil Gruesome. He's just taken a seat at our secondary feature table, where Vicky is in action again against Ola Shemian and Fedor Holtz.
23.
Shemian bets the flop with top pair, 2,300.
Vicky was the original raiser, but Shemian was the last aggressor. Holds the cold caller.
He folds his 9s. Vicky with second pair.
Tough to fold second pair in a 3-bet pot to just 1 bet.
She calls. The turn card is a 6. Vicky checks.
Might be easier for her to fold now if Ola bets again. Although he's got one hell of an aggressive rep.
He does barrel, 5,150.
Vicky probably knows she's likely to face another bet on the river, and her hand is very difficult to improve.
I'm absolutely convinced I'm winning. But I think I'm going to fold anyway. It's weird, isn't it?
That's really weird.
It's weird, isn't it? But I'm just... Because you know what will happen? The river will be a queen of hearts, and then you'll bet 15,000, and then I'll sort of hate it. I feel like I'm winning so marginally. I'm just going to fold. Do you have anything at all? I just had a feeling you didn't have anything at all, but...
What do you think?
And over here, William Kassouf is giving Vanessa Selps a case of the Mondays.
That is true. Every hand.
Every hand. I'm going to start calling clock after about a minute.
Actually,
you can stand by.
Yeah, go down. And you can. I think that's a good bet. 50-50. 50-50. Must be a bluff. Must be a bluff. Have a look, see if they change. No? Good pass. You can't call. Don't be a hero. The only way you can win this spot is by raising all in. Can't call. You're a good player, Phil. Either you're winning or you're losing. If you're winning, you should raise. If you're losing, you should fold. Don't call. Sign of a weak player. If you call here, the whole table will know, including the tournament director, that you're a weak player. Good pass. Phenomenal pass. How did you pass top 10?
Talk too much.
Huh? That's good to talk though, isn't it? If I got rid of all the change, that's too much.
Kassouf is a solicitor who describes himself as a fun-loving kind of a guy who's always up for a good laugh. But he is tilting Vanessa Selps. That said, she is still among the chip leaders. Jessie Sylvia is currently the tournament boss, with Liv Boeree rounding off the top 10. And the action is on Liv at the feature table.
Raise.
Raising it up with 6-5 suited. A7 of diamonds for Andre Akari.
Ooh, me like Akari.
A 3-bet, a re-raise to 1,200. Kapalis and JMP have both folded. Robert Auer in the small blind. Passes, as does Mikhail Chernyshov in the big blind.
I think the move here for Liv is 4-bet or fold.
She calls.
5-6 just doesn't flop well enough to out of position call.
Well, she does flop second pair. She checks to the pre-flop aggressor, and Andre Akari checks behind. The turn card is the 8 of diamonds. Both players now with a flush draw.
Pretty sweet turn card. Obviously, we know she doesn't want to hit a diamond, but from her perspective, she can definitely start betting now, especially when Andre checked behind on the flop.
17.
1,700.
Like 4 p.m. traffic in Piccadilly Circus, Andre is going nowhere.
Not with the nut flush draw. He calls. And these two are going to the river with more than 6,000 in the middle. It's another 5 on the river. Liv with a full house.
Liv boat T. And she should definitely value bet this, but I wouldn't go too big because Andre's range is pretty weak sauce right here.
Well, that is big. A pot-sized bet and a quick fold from Andre.
Let's just assume he is folding anyway, and Liv saved us all some time by bombing it.
Now, everyone knows that Liv's an EPT champion, but did you know she's studying acting and was in a rock band?
Dissonance, huh? I heard it was more like impotence, flatulence, and irrelevance.
If you want to play in an EPT event, go to PokerStars.com, where there are qualifiers every day.
People say English food is no good. Delicious.
Can we go now?
Yes, I just need to find a garbage can.
I think you mean bin.
A bin?
A bin.
What's a bin? Oh, you know what? I'll use my English to English dictionary. Yes, a bin. I need a bin.
I think you also needed a bin when you were writing this sketch.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT main event from London. So, what happens when two of hip-hop's rising stars take on two of poker's leading ladies?
You guys are doing this celebrity fun game right now with two professional, very beautiful girls. So do you think you'll get distracted by their looks? And I'm like, no, I'll get distracted by the fact that they're professionals, not how they look.
I was very distracted.
And then I
by
sat
the
down and then they started looking at me like, you know, just undressing me from top to toe. They did. I was butt naked then. You have no idea.
Yeah, they wanted to play heads up, so it was Charlotte and I versus them, and the loser had to eat jellied eels. That was not my idea, nor did I agree to that forfeit. Fortunately, we didn't lose, so that's okay.
Obviously, we lost. So yeah, we ate jelly eels.
Yeah, hungover. Thank you very much.
Lord! Don't do this to me now!
Eating jellied eels with MadCon, that is some real bucket list material.
I'm playing poker right now on TV, so I can't talk.
Okay, gotta go.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
See?
Oh. Is that how I really look?
No, you look pretty good for 43.
I know.
Lines of 100, 200 with a 25 ante.
My dad just always manages to call me at the worst times. He always does. We always miss each other. It's always like...
Well, then who was I talking to?
I don't know. But I do know she's now on the phone to her lawyers. Action's folded around to Liv, who's got ace-9. She's in the small blind.
6.
Raising to 600. 9-5 suited for Andre Akari in the big blind. And he calls.
And you can tell by his face, he's real excited about it.
Jack, 8 on the flop. Ace-high still good.
Everybody misses.
Liv continues to 600, and Andre folds.
Checking would have been fine, too. Ace-high is a good hand there and tough to get value from, but what do I know? She won the pot, didn't she? In it. Oh, look, Liv probably got my text.
Do you even have Liv Bree's phone number?
Well, not the new one.
From one EPT champion to another. Jason Mercier in action. He has been raised on the turn by Greek online qualifier Georgios Karakousis.
In the words of Walter White, tread lightly, Merstog, because you know what they say, Karakousis never loses.
Mercier calls. Jack on the river. And Karakousis bets 5,000.
This guy's betting with anything less than a straight. I will wash your car. And by you, I mean everyone who's watching this, all of you.
Mercier calls. Karakousis has an 8. Mercier has an 8. Everyone loves a chop pot.
I said it's better this way. With your headphones on.
Yeah, I know. That's what Kyle had to tell me for 20 minutes. Yeah, talking too much, man.
Keep the brilliance within.
I'm too smart for my own good. That's what Kyle tells me every time. Okay, Julius. All right, bro. We'll talk in a bit.
Witty Exchange of the Week brought to you by Kyle Julius and the Merstog.
At the secondary feature table, they've gone 3-way to the flop. Action's been checked to Vicky Corrin, who raised it free. With 2 overs and a flush draw, she bets 1,100.
Holes with an overpair.
Calls. James Sims with top pair.
And top kicker is going to raise.
He check raises to 3,800.
This is not a good raise.
Vicky's called.
What's an overpair and a straight draw to do?
Holtz currently has the best hand, and he is moving all in.
Whoops.
That's the better part of 10K more.
This is why I said it was not a good raise.
You must have planned for this when you raised.
I don't think he did.
Always a possible outcome.
But he has top pair, top kicker.
He folds.
How much is it?
13,300.
All right, come on. I'll give you a spin. Good luck.
I call if you don't. That's...
Wait, what? How?
We got a race on our hands. Vicky looking for a king, a jack, or a heart. And there's a heart on the turn. See ya.
Good luck.
Vader Holt's eliminated.
You saved me some chips. Nice one.
Well, it worked out okay. It worked out all right in the end.
The only chips Vicky would intentionally save him would come served in a basket with a newspaper. Even then, still, maybe no.
At this point on day 1B, Vicky's playing an above-average stack. Daniel Negreanu has more than 70,000. You'll notice we've lost 50% of MadCon, but Josef Waldemariam's still alive.
Did we lose the Mad or the Con? Oh, Jason's got a don't talk prop bet with Kyle Julius. Let's test him. Jason. Wow, he's really good.
Oh, really?
What would it take to make Daniel Negreanu not talk for a whole level?
I don't know, but I can think of a few people who might want to take up a collection.
Blinds are now 150, 300 with a 25 ante. At the feature table, Marcos Panique raised to 700 pre-flop. Andre Akari and Juan Manuel Pastor both called. Action's been checked to Panique.
9.
And with second pair, he continues. Akari hasn't flopped anything, but that won't stop him raising to 2100.
Now this raise I like.
What can I do?
Fold.
Andre's not bloating the pot with showdown value. It's a dry board, and he's got some backdoors.
Panique calls.
I think he should probably be folding that sometimes, but not this time.
A 6 on the turn.
Especially because when Andre's bluffing, he's likely to keep bluffing.
34.
Now he's paired his 6, he bets again, 3,400.
And this 10-9 hand is not strong enough to be calling multiple streets in the long run.
Panique does call. The river is a queen.
One more scare card, a third barrel from Andre might work.
Panique checks again. Andre checks it back.
Ah, it's like when your friends all dare you to jump over something and you go running up to it, but you lose your nerve right at the last second and don't do it.
Marcos Panique now playing a stack of 42,000. Bear in mind, these are still the very early stages of this 6-day event.
Ooh, I don't know what to make of that. Andre either, I guess.
Well, the temporarily gagged Jason Mercier has gone in search of his friend, Dan O'Brien.
More with him? Somehow. You have his bet. Yeah, I'm still being bothered.
Jason's got a prop bet where he can't talk and he's walking around trying to tell people about it. Smooth move, X-Lax.
Let's see how Vanessa Selps is faring against William Kassouf. Actually, Vanessa is facing a bet from Kassouf. Elliott Smith has already called. And Vanessa calls as well. The turn card is a 3, puts a 4 card straight out there.
Okay, well, now we know at least everyone's drawing to a wheel.
Smith leads the turn, 3,500. Vanessa calls. And the unusually silent William Kassouf calls as well.
Well, I think now everyone's pretty much guaranteed to have a straight with a bet and 2 calls.
10 of spades on the river brings a potential flush.
Ah, but who had spades to go with it?
Smith now checks. Vanessa bets 10,400.
Does she have a hand, or does she know that everyone's straights are now about as worthless as having a lot of friends on MySpace?
Kassouf folds.
Other passe social networking sites are available.
And Elliott Smith is going all in.
Well, she can't have much if she's thinking about it. And I don't think she's thinking about it. I think she's lamenting it, nay, cursing it.
Vanessa folds.
Well, I think we know who had the actual hand there.
A6, huh? A6 of spades, Elliot?
What? This is not the real Elliott Smith, right?
It's the only hand that makes sense to me.
This Elliott Smith has 4 cashes on the EPT and finished 3rd in the 2009 Aussie Millions. We've got 3-way action at our secondary feature table, with Ola Shemian about to value bet top pair. Kenny Hallett has 9s. He folds. Vicky has Shemian out-kicked. She calls.
Literally have no idea what you might have. But hopefully it will become clear as the hand develops.
He's got unhyphenated kicker problems.
Deuce of hearts on the turn. Vicky checks. Shemian bets again, 2,650.
Alla's an aggressive dude, which is probably going to convince Vicky to call down, which might, in effect, convince Alla to keep betting.
She calls again, a 4 on the river. She checks a third time.
Alla should slow down here.
Let's see if he fires another one.
He could, but many better hands are calling and many worse hands are folding. Yeah.
You call?
Yeah.
She calls the 5,150 and tables the winning hand.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
Vicky up over 66,000.
And it was a nice hand.
It could have been King 10. It could have been
Little
King
too
Jack.
fast
That
of a
was the
call.
problem. Well, because that's why I'm not betting, because you might have King Jack, so I just check and call and...
Smart.
Smarter than a new suit from Savile Row.
Another former London champ is in action. Benny Spindler has raised Dutch pro Paul Berender on the turn.
Man, Paul's going to kill me for this, but Samwise Ganges, anyone?
Berender calls. And it's a 7 on the river. Spindler checks.
Check.
Berender checks behind. Benny has not much. And Berender has top set.
The river, you could have put me off and actually.
Wow, Benny shuts it down for once and gets shown a hand that probably would have folded to a big barrel. Let's just let him brood for a while. So ratchet.
Elke's been on life support for a while. Now he's all in. And he's up against aces and drawing super thin.
Oh, I hate Elke, watch.
Drawing dead on the turn. No chance of Elke doing the double here in London.
When will it end? Seriously, when will it end tonight? I got a thing I gotta go to.
Blinds are up to 200, 400 with a 50 ante. Action at the feature table is on Mikhail Shenishov. Folded around to Marcos Panake. A7 in the hijack. Raises to 1,000. Jack 3 suited for Liv.
And she is reaching for chips.
24.
Wow. Liv 3 bets to 2,400.
Liv's been spending a lot of time hanging with those German high rollers, and it's starting to show what with all this aggression and the David Hasselhoff poster she's got in her apartment.
Action back on Panake.
5,800. 5,000.
He re-raises. He 4 bets to 5,800.
Panake may have made a sick read here. Now, I said 5-6 didn't flop well enough to just call before. Jack 3 definitely doesn't, even in position. It looks like she is not gonna just call.
98.
Liv 5 bets to 9,800.
Is that Liv Barry, or after they bag their chips, is Tobias Reinkemeyer going to pull off a Liv Barry Mission Impossible style rubber mask? This is some aggression.
Panake folds.
Liv Barry, I knew she was into animals. I just didn't know she had become one.
The 5-bet bluff gets through.
Next time.
This new strategy is working for Liv. She's now playing 56,000.
I guess you could say she's just rolling over people here in London.
So what are we doing on these?
No, I'm having flashbacks to Monaco. I don't think we should do anything more on bikes.
So not riding these at all.
Joe, we don't have stunt insurance.
Stunt insurance? What do they think is gonna happen? Oh, son of a... Ah.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT London from the Grand Connaught Rooms, hosted by the Hippodrome Casino. Liv Marie has been the most active person at her table, so it's no surprise she found herself in an interesting spot earlier on.
Marcos, who was sat to my right, folded around him in late position. He'd been pretty active in late position, stealing, or opening at least. He opens. I have jack through spades. I mean, that's pretty irrelevant. My plan was to, 3-bet him. I think I'm going to win a fairly high percentage of the time. I actually had already decided if he was going to 4-bet me. He had kind of a decent stack for me to 5-bet, click it back, and it's going to put him to the test for his entire tournament. 98. I had a very active image at the table, so I was expecting him to 4-bet me like a fairly high frequency. So I kind of knew I was going to have to 3 to 5-bet unless I got a specific read, which is not that likely to happen. And I don't think he thinks I'm really capable of 5-betting light. And more importantly, I don't think he's capable of 6-bet shoving all in light for no real reason. So, yeah, that was my reason.
Well, that was well thought out. Not like the Batman Superman movie. Ben Affleck, are you serious? I'm kidding. I liked Paycheck.
Blind still 200, 400. Andre Akari is raised in early position with 8-7. Georgios Kapalis folds. JMP is out. Literally.
And so is Liv.
People getting itchy feet as we get close to dinner. Robert Auer calls with ace-jack.
I'm so glad you said that. My foot has been itching all day.
Ruben Visser, the reigning champ, has queen 3 on the button. And with a touch of the lives, he squeezes, raising to 3,000.
Decent spot to 3-bet, and I like the sizing, too. Should be an easy fold for Akari.
Sure enough. What does Robert Auer do with ace-jack?
I think most folks are going to peel. Maybe put in a 4th bet, but no!
Auer folds.
Tight.
Same hand like before.
Ace-jack? Ace-jack. I'd better.
Ace-jack.
Yeah, I'd check.
I was close to push, just because your 3-bet was king 6. That's the beginning.
Very different spot.
I wanted to say, yeah.
I was calling. Pretty happily.
If I push there, you snap call?
Yeah. You have 1 over.
Okay. Yes.
Good luck.
Over under on number of girls these guys didn't get with in high school. I'm setting the line at all of them.
I'll take the over. Let's check on the Jason Mercier no talking challenge.
Is this a no talking bet? Yeah.
It's a win-win for me, bro.
Actually, it's almost the literal definition of a win-loss.
Joseph Waldemariam from Madcon has been moved to Davide Katai's table.
So cute he used a rack for those.
Katai, winner of EPT Berlin in Season 8, is playing a stack of 72,000. Across the room, it's Russo v. Mizraki. Vanessa has checked the turn.
Some flush and straight draws out there.
Grinder checks behind. 8 of hearts on the river.
Flushes and straights came in.
Vanessa checks again. And Grinder bets big. Full pot.
Classic Grinder bombage, like the Batman Superman movie's gonna bomb. Boom, 2 burns.
Vanessa folds.
Look at these ginormous bets.
Huh?
Look at these big, humongous bets.
It's a small bet for him.
Just a thought.
Talking of big bets, at the secondary feature table, Sims opened to 800. Vicky Curran 3-bet to 2,000. And now Ola Sheminas 4-bet to 5,500.
Summation, everyone's clicking buttons.
Sims responds with a 5-bet.
I know where I'm not wanted.
At least you tried.
I tried.
And gets 2 folds.
I tried.
You tried. He tried hardest.
Yeah. Once again.
Yeah.
Sims out, button clicks them all. If they don't go to dinner soon, they're all going to play a massive pot with nothing.
Looks like we're losing Chris Moorman. The online beast is out.
No talking bet? I'm sure Jason was just being annoying, and Kyle said. I hope you break your silence.
Rookie mistake on the part of Kyle allowing headphones. No talking bets have to come with rules like the old World Series. No Walkmans, no pagers, mandatory smoking.
Back to the feature table.
Sorry.
Ace king for Georgios Kapalis.
Just English, please.
Yeah. Oh my God.
900.
English only, acting out of turn. This table's treating the dealer like a substitute teacher.
Kapalis has raised to 900. Chernyshov's calling with king-queen suited. This is out.
The raise.
Haneke folds. Liv is in with 8-10 in the big blind.
Finally calming down, gonna let these guys take a flop at least.
She'll be first to speak. She flops top pair. Check to Kapalis. He checks as well. Chernyshov bets 1800. What's this about?
Well, I like the idea of a semi-bluff here, but I think it's mostly going to be profitable when you double barrel the turn. That's how you get hands like 10-8 to fold.
When he got the ace-king to fold, Liv's sticking around and improves to trips on the turn.
Take what I said about double barrel being profitable, change it to triple barrel, and add the words sometimes maybe, but probably not.
Well, Chernyshov does follow up on his flop bluff, betting 3,500. And Liv calls.
Chernyshov not drawing dead.
He is now.
Well, there is no more drawing, and Liv may not want to leave this river. So far, his range looks like bluffs and better tens. Better give him the chance to keep bluffing.
She leads for 5,300.
I guess sometimes he'll have overpairs he can't find a fold with.
Chernyshov does have a royal flush draw, but he folds it.
No problem finding the fold there.
And Liv Barree's ascent continues. She's now playing 69,400.
Turns out she should have called her band Dominance. Pretty awesome day for Olivia. More than doubled her starting stack. Nice, and even nicer here in Old Blighty.
We mentioned the players are getting ready to head to dinner, but David Benefield is heading for the exit. He's out. Jesse Sylvia, who made the final table of the World Series main event in 2012, is up over 100k. He'll be near the top of the leaderboard. And Jason Mercier has won his bet against Carl Julius.
In a few seconds, we will have reached the end of the Silence of the Ham.
No way.
Yo, Kyle. Look at him showboating, still not talking, going for the victory lap.
So confirmation that Jesse Sylvia is chip leader as the first half of Day 1B draws to a close. A couple of former EPT champs are in the top 10, Davide Katai and Liv Barree.
I feel like I got a pretty good handle of the table, getting away with murder in some spots. I made a couple of hands as well. Yeah, it's just having fun out there.
Next time, it's still all about the ladies.
Hi.
Victoria Coren Mitchell is moved to the feature table.
This is a curious one. How did you suddenly make this play?
Vanessa Selbst endures more drama.
Let's gamble. I didn't look. I looked. Did you see me look? Go hard or go home.
And there are rumours the greatest of all time is coming to the EPT London main event.
He didn't talk for an hour and a half, so it was worth it. So I would have paid for that.